The day I need her for a storyline is the day that the show is over. Sorry, had to say it.
Virtual Reality.
Hi, I'm Danny.
I'm Evan.
And before we get into all the Bravo drama this week, me and Evan have an exciting night planned for all Bravo fans, which I'm assuming anybody listening to this is a Bravo fan. Right, Evan?
Oh, yeah. So Thursday, May 18th, Danny and I will be doing our third live show for the podcast at City Winery in New York City. We're going to be with Caroline Manzo and her kids, plus Ramona Singer and her daughter Avery for a special post-Mother's Day celebration. And the best part, Danny, is that if you can't make it to the actual show, if you don't live in the tri-state area, you can live stream it.
You can live stream it. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this on Moment. So it's going to be on moment.co. And all that information is in the description. And it'll be on at the same time, of course, because it's a live stream. So it's Thursday, May 18th. The show starts at 8 p.m. I mean, is there any better like post-Mother's Day, pre-summer kickoff than Caroline Manzo and Ramona Singer?
No, like literally mother, the definition of mother, like actual mothers, but also like mothers.
It's gonna all across the board. So I'm so excited for it. And what I'm really excited for is that we are going to be on stage, and we'll probably have to talk about Vanderpump Rules a little bit, because what we now learned is that the finale is the day before our live show on May 17th, because that trailer that got leaked, but then Bravo posted it in its full.
Me and Raquel became like really good friends.
I don't give a about Raquel! Your friendship is bullshit!
No, it's not!
Yes, it is!
You know everything!
I'm still recovering. There was so much packed into the trailer alone that I can't wait to see how the finale plays out. And I can't believe that we just have one episode.
Isn't that insane?
Insane. I feel like it could be a like its own little docuseries.
I have a feeling now I'm just imagining something. I have a feeling that it could be like an hour and a half finale, Ariana main guest on Watch What Happens Live, but then I don't know if that would impact any of the reunion stuff of it. But all I do know is Dodie is going to be wearing her slides wherever this goes down. Have you been seeing the people comparing the end of the Vanderpump trailer to the OC trailer of Vicky's surprise cameo?
Yes. Bravo is all about the surprises this year. And then also, I don't know if you saw the meme. Someone was like, big year for feet on screen. And it was like Dodie and her slides, and then like Margot Robbie and her Barbie heels.
Oh my God, I think that was Gibson. Yes, it really, I mean, this Vanderpump finale is our Barbie, because it is so crazy. And then also the part that so many people are kind of like, Raquel is laughing with Tom, like, this affair is getting crazy.
So here's the thing, like I watched the trailer back several times, and that is the only on-screen appearance from Raquel, is just her having a little giggle over her affair with Sandoval. And then we do hear her voice again later on. She's on a phone call with James Kennedy, who just wants to get to the bottom of it all, like we all did in March.
Oh, yes.
Like, are you and Sandoval an actual item? And I think she denies it on the phone.
I think she does.
Yeah.
And I mean, as maybe Ariana was the producer of the trailer, because as we saw, she says, I don't care about Raquel. It's so visceral. And I feel it's going to be very hard for all of them to like rewatch and relive. And then we go right into that reunion, and it's going to be a mess.
I know. I there's still like so many questions in the air too, because I know that Andy filmed separate conversations with Raquel, Sandoval, and Ariana. So it's like, are they each getting their own special? Is it being packaged as part of the reunion? No matter how it ends up, Danny and I will be watching.
We'll be seeing how Sheena gets airlifted out for her restraining order.
Yes.
But honestly, I have to say, this is quite a month for the Bravo universe, because not only are we getting this explosive era of Vanderpump Rules, one of the top franchise, I mean, I love all the Housewives franchises, but Real Houses of Atlanta is coming back. And this premiere episode, it really goes right into the drama. And me and Evan were so excited. We got to talk to Kenya and Sanya a little bit about it too. It was, I think, this premiere, one of the tops.
Oh, 100%. And Danny, I feel like you and I have a special affection for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So getting this one-on-one time with Sanya and then seeing what I've seen from your interview with Kenya, these are just magical women. I'm so glad they got their peaches and they're ready to get right into the juice, because we were talking about how like the Vanderpump trailer was packed. Like the premiere of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15 is so packed, and there's so many feuds going on. Like there's
so
lots of fights.
many feuds. And actually, I do remember I asked Kenya about Courtney, and she kind of gave a Mariah Carey answer.
Wait, stop. So she doesn't know Marlo and she doesn't know Courtney?
She's like, and who are you talking about? Take a listen, and then yeah.
There are people that try really hard, and unfortunately, you know, I don't really care for people that like really just try. It has to be organic. So there's some newbies that, you know, like really don't do it for me.
Courtney?
I'm not sure who you're talking about, but possibly.
Like,
just too much, girl. Just pull back. You know, you can't manufacture drama. It just has to be.
Marlo recently said you use her for a storyline.
Okay, we know that's silly. I mean, she just is a silly person. She just says all kind of stuff just for attention. But so couldn't care.
Couldn't care.
Yeah, couldn't care.
Sanya, in the teaser for this upcoming episode or upcoming season.
The day I need her for a storyline is the day that the show is over. Sorry, had to say it. When have I ever needed anyone for a storyline?
Never.
Like anyone ever.
You're gone with the Wind Fabulous.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Just wanted to clear that up. Just wanted to make that known.
I like that. I like that. And good to know. So we know the second that happens, we're like, oh, it's been a great show.
Right. It's been a great run.
The dots aren't connecting from Kenya, but Sanya had a lot to say about everybody to us.
Oh, yes, she did. She had a lot of thoughts. And I feel like Sanya, now that she's in her second season, it feels like she's really gotten into her housewife groove. She seems a lot more comfortable in the role. The only thing is now she's invited her entire family to live with her. So that hasn't made things easier, you know, on the family side of things. But with the girls, her friends and frenemies, I feel like she's got a better grip on the situation.
I think so. I hope so. Yeah, she kind of broke that all down a little bit for us. And speaking of family dramatic moments, I don't know what was going on in your head when you were like, let's have my entire family move in with me. And let's have my brother-in-law work for me. And then I loved that happened, because then in that moment I was like, wait, it's the entire house against you. Yeah, at the table. I was like, wait, can I tap in and help her out? How is that dynamic? What are your thoughts going into the season to watch kind of how all those dynamics play out, and how are they kind of now?
That's such a good question, Danny. And I think sometimes I do live in like fairyland, and I don't think that I am like living like a real life, because like when you say it like that, I'm like, what was I thinking? Like 9 of us living here, then hire your brother-in-law. Yeah, all this is gonna work. This is gonna be perfect. It's like a complete mess. But you know, the thing that I love the most is that we ultimately love each other so much. We can get through anything. But I think it's gonna be, you know, interesting to watch the season, because we have some tough moments. We really have some tough moments where my sister just feels like I'm, you know, doing too much, and I don't have, you know, boundaries, and I put a lot of pressure on Tyrell, and then of course she feels like she has to speak for him, and then Ross and Tyrell, it's just not a good idea.
And I love too you opening up in the first episode to the premiere of you kind of having to not relearn, but kind of remind yourself about how the dynamics play out. Because when you were opening up about back when you were younger, like you were like the kind of not breadwinner, but you were everybody worked for you in that regard, a breadwinner in that sense. So then you're kind of growing up and you're like, do I enter back into that? But how do I still have the boundaries that we've been able to work so hard on? It seems like a really tight rope to walk.
It really is. It really is, because so much has changed in our lives. You know, like you said, when I was like the Olympic star and everyone worked for me, and I was kind of like, you know, the golden child, and, you know, everything was around my schedule, I got spoiled to that. And so, you know, now my sister's a mom and she's a wife, and she's like, girl, I'm not curling your hair whenever you want. Like I'm not just on your schedule. I'm on my schedule. And I have to get used to that. And then also too, I think the biggest thing too, Danny, is that I have this vision for like what our family should be doing and how, you know, we should be doing things. And that's no longer the vision everyone has. And I think that's been the hardest thing for me to adjust to.
And I mean, I'm sure you guys want more Atlanta. So stay tuned for next week when our full interviews with the both of them come out. Yeah, so Sunday's going to be really busy for all of you. So take out your calendar right now and mark down you're watching Real House of Atlanta, but then you're keeping your TV on to watch Summer House Martha's Vineyard, because what a series premiere.
I was immediately captured by everyone on the cast. Everyone, by the way, is like so beautiful. Like you don't even have to turn like the volume on. You can just like watch. Like they are so gorgeous, especially Jasmine and Silas, who Danny and I spoke with. I think we even told them this. They are like the co-presidents, the first couple of the house. They really are kind of like the glue that sticks all of these friendships and a few messy dynamic situationships together.
And a dachshund.
Yes, and a dachshund, little Milo. So we had them break down all the drama from the premiere episode, and they also had a lot to say. Also, I love that they were Bravo fans. Like they did their research going into this. Like Summer House, they're big Real Housewives fans.
They love it all, and because there's always some of those people that join Bravo like, oh, I didn't know it was a network until I joined. I didn't know the program. And they were like, no, yeah, we watched.
Well, Jasmine and Silas Cooper, I would call you the co-presidents of Summer House Martha's Vineyard, the new spinoff on Bravo. This is so exciting. You truly are like the first couple of this series. Do you feel like the first couple?
Honestly, again, coming to Martha's Vineyard has been such a part of our love story. So it just feels like we're doing what we would have done anyway. It's just awesome to bring the viewers into kind of our world. And we love hosting. So
listen, I mean, with how poised she is, right? And like just, how well spoken and amazing sort of like talent for hosting and bringing people together. I could see her as a first lady. You know what I mean? And kind of did, right? So I mean, that's so absolutely I could see her as that.
He's literally a jokester.
But it's great to have people around us and have share with us, such a special place.
Yeah.
Right. It's the first place she became my girl, and it's just so amazing to host everyone there.
Yeah.
And I love that you say that y'all love hosting, because I'm assuming there were some moments during this summer in particular that you're like, why did we invite anybody here?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we really could have just had that whole house to ourselves. No, I'm just kidding. We would not be the same without our friends. They really did make the trip what it was. And, coming straight off of our wedding, it sounded crazy at the time, but looking back, like there's no regrets because we had quite the roller coaster of a ride.
Yeah, listen, I mean, we knew, right, that like when we invited our friends, they were going to bring that energy. We didn't know how much energy.
100%.
And just how
many dogs would be there.
Right.
Uninvited guests. Milo and I are still working on our relationship to this day.
Yeah, well, it seems like you're put in like an interesting situation, Jasmine, because Jordan, it's like, is she the party friend? Is she the toxic friend? And then there also seems to be like, is Silas controlling? We see in the preview for the rest of the season. So how do we navigate that? I know it's tough for you. Like you were mentioning on the premiere, Jasmine, it's like, we have the same last name now, but that's also my girl. So how do you handle it?
You know what? I'm still trying to figure it out, to be honest with you. Listen, we haven't even come up on 1 year of marriage yet. So he was gone for 6 months for military training. We spent half a year apart, and then we had our wedding, and then we had this amazing vacation with our friends. And I'm still navigating how to deal with that, how to make sure that they get the kind of new adjusted version of me, but also that we're tapped in because we're building something. It's not easy. I think Jordan, for some people who don't know Jordan, she's kind of hard to read, but she's always going to be there for you. She's always going to have my back. And for that, he recognizes that. So they might not agree sometimes on some things, but she knows that he's got my back and is completely devoted to me. And he knows that she's got my back. So in that standpoint, they can respect each other for sure.
I look, I saw the previews, right? And I don't feel the need to defend myself. I think it's important for folks to sort of form their opinion, right? And I look at this as like, you put out an entree, right? And allow people to see everything that's on the table and decide what they like and what they don't like and to come to their own conclusion. I know what's really important to me is my family. My wife is included in that. I like serving others. I think it's important to give back. But I am a very particular guy, right? And it's helped me throughout life, that discipline, that structure. But that also means I'm not as flexible, right? And I can own that, right? And so all I can be is myself, right? I can't be anything other than who I am and live my truth.
I think when we both agreed to like go ahead and do the show, that was a big thing for us to really be ourselves, the good, the bad, and the ugly, understanding that we're in a house with 10 other grown folks.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that I've always loved about Silas is he is a man of convictions. Like, you can't tell him who he is. He has his own sense of self. He's his own person, and he loves hard. He wants to make sure everyone's good, and that's what I fell in love with.
It's such a really relatable thing that a lot of people in like, late 20s into 30s and everything go through, of like, friendships change when relationships start inherently and when people become married. And it's kind of interesting because I don't know if you guys watched the like summer house in the Hamptons, but there's a similar thing going on where a friend, a girl and a guy, they're about to get engaged, married and everything. And one of the friends is like, this is change happening.
Oh,
Do you
with
think
Danielle, yeah.
Oh, y'all are tuned in.
We know Danielle and Lindsay. Yeah.
All of the summer house family now.
We're
So.
fans.
Oh, I love to hear that. I want like a big mashup where it's like both cast together.
You know what?
And this married life, we got to get into it.
Hey, what is this? Summer House Ultimate Trip? Like, I don't know.
Yes.
Andy, we can make this thing happen, all right?